If you are a fan of a young, rebuilding, or championship-hopeful team, do not click off this video. I have a very important message to your favorite team that they need to listen to, and if they don't, well, I hope you enjoy the draft lottery in May. A week ago, we witnessed the mighty Boston Celtics climb the top of the mountain and finally win their first NBA championship since 2008, and their first championship during the Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum era that they have spent their entire careers trying to capture. I mean, we have witnessed these two dudes' career play out in the Eastern Conference Finals at the minimum, and I've seen them struggle, show some growth, and sometimes not even have enough to get the job done. But I'm not making this video to praise the play of Tatum, Brown, Drew, White, or even KP. What the Boston Celtics did from an organizational perspective, draft, free agency, development, trades, coaching, etc., to lead to winning the NBA championship is the blueprint to winning in 2024 and for years to come. Let's talk about it. Before we get into the video, if you guys could follow my second channel, I'd greatly appreciate it. I'm posting a lot of gaming content on there, and if you like 2K, Madden, college football, and a lot of other games, I think you'll definitely enjoy the content on that channel. I'm trying to grow that channel as well so we can provide much more content, and subscribing would mean a lot to me. Appreciate you guys again, and hope to see you there. Like I said in a video that I made about a week ago, we are in the era of parity. The championship windows can be open or closed in a moment's notice. Your window could open immediately and you have to just catch fire and make the right moves as soon as possible. Look at what Dallas did just this last season. When I talked about the fact that they added in some very good pieces over the past 12 months, no one thought the Mavericks from the beginning of the year would be in the conference finals or even the finals, but with the ability of what they're able to do and maximize their team at the right moment, they were able to get themselves to the NBA finals. Look over the past 6 years, like I've said before, we've had 6 different NBA champions: the Toronto Raptors, the Los Angeles Lakers, the Milwaukee Bucks, Golden State Warriors, Denver Nuggets, and now the Boston Celtics. These teams have all had their moment to be on top of the world, and this is just to show that since the new decade, there is no secluded favorite that is going to clearly win each year. But more importantly than all the points that I've already made, and I really want to stress this in this video, the homegrown system is now the wave of winning long-term in the NBA. The talent wave that the NBA has seen has now gotten to an immense level. There are many players that can do so many things. And now we have gone away from the standpoint of having just a big three and leading that big three to help us win championships. There's too many good players in the league, and there's just too much depth within teams now to rely on just 3 players to get it done. And when you look at the fact that the homegrown system now, drafting your players, developing your players, and keeping those players long term, those teams that have done that over the last 6 champs that I've talked about, look at who was on those rosters and who was able to win on those teams. Primarily, the homegrown talent that was drafted or brought in immediately to build with those teams have done well in the NBA. Just look at Boston this previous year. Not just previous year, from the moment they rebuilt back in 2013 when the Brooklyn Nets were so stupid to give up their entire future just to lose to LeBron James in 2014. But that's besides the point. Boston highlighted that the patience and hard work to win a championship takes adequate time and patience. You go over the talent that they acquired and how they had to take their bumps. It had to happen. All the bumps that they went through were needed just to get to the moment of winning a championship. There was no easy path. There was no easy trade for this player and we can get there immediately. I mean, we could talk about from the moment that Jaylen Brown, Jason Tatum was drafted. We talk about them getting to the Eastern Conference Finals in 2018. Jason Tatum as a rookie, Jaylen Brown as a second-year player. For about 4 years from 2018 all the way to 2021, we saw the Boston Celtics go through their bumps and have their moments in the playoffs where they couldn't get the job done. And over that time, we saw Jaylen Brown, Jason Tatum develop and become better players despite not getting to the end goal, which was clearly to win an NBA championship. But like I mentioned, those bumps, those hardships, those losses while they were on the road to winning an NBA championship. This year, after all the things that I've just mentioned about the Boston Celtics journey of just getting to the NBA finals, they finally get back and they get the job done. And I hadn't even talked about all the different moves that they had to make within that time period. You added Derek White, who was a great defender, a great shooter, a great piece to add to your 5-out offense, and a great complementary piece to Tatum and Brown. Kristaps Porzingis, who you got for a steal while getting 2 first-round draft picks, which can be used in future deals. A player that can also score on the offensive end and provide some defense. And even though you lose Marcus Smart, who was the heart and soul of the Boston Celtics, and I cannot not acknowledge how important Marcus Smart was to this team and how good they were over the years, but you let go of him and you bring in a guy like Drew Holiday who can highlight and bring in that same defensive intensity but also bring in more on the offensive end as well. So all these pieces that Boston did, there was no such thing as an easy path. There were years of bumps that they had to go through, and they did it. I can do the exact same thing with Denver in 2023. We could talk about what they did and the bumps that they went through and had a bunch of different pieces on the team that didn't complement him the same way they did in 2023. The easy route in the NBA is no longer there, and the process of building championship teams starts within of the organization, building the right core and putting the right players in position to succeed. If you don't get my message already, this should help you out. For your team that's rebuilding or looking to win championships or trying to leave a rebuild, whatever it is, rushing and making a mistake is the worst thing you can do than letting the pieces that you acquired through free agency, draft, or however, then not letting them play and evaluating the talent. Within the new CBA, teams now have at least 9 years of having their player that they drafted on their roster and being able to determine if that player is what they need to compete long term. You can sign your player for 4 years and you can offer him a rookie extension. If 9 years isn't enough to tell you what that player can do for you, that's tough. But now teams have that flexibility, and now they can move smarter with how they build their teams out. The most important thing is not rushing the process and evaluating your talent and seeing what they can do long term. You're going to go through bumps along the road. We saw it with the Celtics. We've seen it with so many teams in the past. This is not new. And honestly, the media is going to slander a lot of teams just because they lose, and they'll do what they do best. But for fans that understand the game of basketball and understand the process of winning a championship and how hard it is, these experiences are only going to help those players and the organization be better along the road, and it's up to the organization to make sure that they're building out their team the right way, because within the next few years, you're gonna see a lot of homegrown talent become the dynasties the later years in the NBA. But that's my public service announcement to NBA fans. If you agree with me, definitely let me know in the comment section. If you have anything that you think I said was wrong, most certainly let me know in the comment section. I'll check some of you guys' comments and we can debate in there as well. If you enjoyed the video, definitely leave a like and subscribe to the channel and expect some more videos along the way. Be sure to subscribe to my second channel, Wevo, so you can see some gaming content on there as well. And until next time, y'all, stay on beat.